break down some of these quarterbacks in the West, which situation do you feel the best about, Gerry?
Westlawn, you know, and West said it in that piece where, you know, he was named a quarterback. He's not in a quarterback battle. It gave him a real chance to lead. You look at the Illinois offense, you look at the Illinois team. It's an offensive team. It's a quarterback-based offense. Now, there's no doubt that Josh Ferguson has to help in the run game, but they can be explosive with Westlawn and their perimeter people. You know, again, Bill Cubitt's the offensive coordinator. He's also the head coach. He's going to look at this program, the offense, through the eyes of the quarterback, through the eyes of the offense. And I think Wes is the perfect guy and the very comfortable guy in that system.
Yeah, I think if they can keep him healthy, keep him upright, and that gives him an opportunity to throw the ball vertically down the field. But for me, it's Tommy Armstrong. And I think when you look at his body of work, yes, he's been up and down. He's been inconsistent. He's thrown, you know, some interceptions. I don't like it. In his starts, as a starter, he's thrown 22 touchdowns versus 12 interceptions. So there's no question that the accuracy is an issue. But what I like is he's going to continue to get better. And also, he can run the football. It's not about him just dropping back every down and throwing the ball vertically down the field. You have to use his athleticism, get him out on the perimeter, and get him going early, because I think he's one of these players that's a rhythm passer. You want to get him going with a good pass, some good pass routes early, that he can start to build that confidence, and I think he gets better as the day goes on.
You know, you talk about him being a rhythm passer. That one practice we watched, he wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Next practice?
Absolutely. Came back and bounced back.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was fascinating to see, because he did not go in the tank. I mean, we're watching a team drill, and literally a span of 6 passes, 2 were intercepted, 2 should have been intercepted, 2 were incomplete, and then he bounces back, not just in that practice, but as you said, the next day, and was tremendous. So, again, it speaks probably to his mental toughness, but also to his skill set. What other quarterback situations interest you here?
Well, we mentioned Joel Stave, so I'm going to go to Minnesota. Mitch Leidner. You know, I mean, he's perfect for their offense. And the one good thing, or one of the good things that the Minnesota staff has done, because they constantly hear people saying you have to throw the ball better, you have to throw the ball better, but you can't lose your personality. So I think they've tried to improve in the pass game, obviously, Howard, but gradually. So they're never going to lose the personality. So I think Mitch is very comfortable in this Minnesota offense.
I think CJ Beathard, another guy that was in a battle early but was named the starter, now understands where what he needs to do as the leader of the team. And guys have an opportunity to grow from that. You go back to last year, and he's a quarterback that would take some chances. He's going to throw it down because he believes he has a strong arm, and he does. So he's going to take some chances. But I think through that, through making mistakes, he's also learned, because you have a chance to go back and look at yourself on tape, so you're able to go out and make plays and do a better job leading the team.
And he is going to take some chances, and they're not all going to work. I mean, there's going to be some negative side to this. You don't pick a guy because he can create, and then when he tries to create and it goes south, you jump all over him. They know what this is all about. Now, they want to minimize it. Obviously, you want him to create in a positive way. But I think the staff had a great attitude. Coach Ferentz had a great attitude about why he made this choice. He knows there's going to be good and bad. Obviously, the hope's more good than bad.
It just hasn't been a dynamic offense for a few years now. And so you lose your leading passer, rusher, and receiver. They're one of just 3 power conference teams that did. You need someone to make plays, and CJ Beathard can make plays.
Absolutely.
I feel like the philosophy's similar at Northwestern, going with Clayton Thorson. I mean, Zach Oliver has a big arm. He's experienced in the system. He's a 5th-year guy, and yet they go with the redshirt freshman Thorson, seemingly to me, Gerry, partly because they haven't maximized their offense without the quarterback run element.
Correct. I think that is the reason. He's the best balance of both. And we said this on the bus after we watched him. They're going to pick the guy who is the best at his offhand. In other words, Thorson can throw the ball, right? I mean, there's no doubt about it. Oliver can throw the ball. There's no doubt about it. But how can they run it, which is their second skill? Well, Thorson can run it, okay? His second skill is variable. Alvina can run it, but his second skill being throwing it isn't as good as Thorson's second skill, which is running it. That's how I see it. They want the blend.
And at the end of the day, we're talking about all of these quarterback situations. They got to take care of the football. You have to be able to take care of the football and put your team in position to make plays. Going back to Beathard for a second, they've got to find some other guys have to step up at the wide receiver positions to create some of those big plays. We've talked about explosive plays being really void from that offense for a while now. They've got to find a guy that can make the play stretch the field so it opens up some things. But all these guys at the end of the day have to do a great job of taking care of the ball.
And they're not dominant up front offensively. And when Northwestern's had the best years, they have been, much like Indiana, they've been dynamic either by scheme or personnel. And I think Thorson gives them a chance to do that.
And they haven't really used, they've had some injuries at the wide receiver position, talking about Northwestern now. But now, when those guys are healthy, that's a good group. So now you can take advantage of the passing game as well.
Yeah, there were a lot of issues last year. I mean, it wasn't just the quarterback, right? It was the line wasn't very good. His receivers were banged up and couldn't get open. It kind of compounded things. And were it not for Justin Jackson, they really would have been in trouble offensively a year ago.